Another Chinese lesson for you guys. If you didn't remember, 差不多. 差不多 means half-assed.
Yeah,
or,
half-assed.
Or like just good enough.
Good enough.
There's a 差不多 weapon here.
So
the gun blade.
I saw this being shared around on places like Twitter with Chinese officials and Chinese people sharing this out, saying like China has invented a new weapon, a gun, a knife gun or whatever, gun knife.
I guess.
But the key point is that people were putting it out there as if it was a new invention.
Yeah.
The Chinese military has invented this new thing.
Also, what's the point? Look at this thing.
Yeah.
Bitch. Squall's been doing this since 1998.
Yeah,
Okay.
Well, it's not only that, but, gun knives or gun blades or whatever you want to call them have been around for a very, very long time.
Yeah. The Apache revolver. What was that? 1910?
Is it?
1860.
1860? Yeah.
Wow.
So it's not a new concept, but the whole idea that the PLA has invented this new weapon, because that's the way, by the way, I've noticed this happen a lot, especially the government officials. Now, whether they realize what they're doing or not, they're constantly putting these so-called innovations, Chinese innovations.
Yeah.
They tweet them out there.
Well, you know why, right?
Why?
It's because China always gets claimed as a country that can't innovate or invent anything.
So the other day I was watching, they were saying like, what happens when there's a Beijing traffic jam? And they have this dynamic thing that shifts the lanes.
Oh, that's not been around since the 80s in the US.
Yeah, remember when we used to go like hang out? We were in LA and we go take that big highway down to the coast, down to San Diego, to the Mexican border.
Yeah.
That whole highway's got that.
Yeah.
That they can shift that thing. It's not an innovation.
To be fair, that was like the first time I saw it in real life. But yeah, it's been around.
But what I'm trying to say is that they keep putting these things out. Now, if you were from a country, I don't know, let's say you're South African like me, right?
Yeah.
You grew up and lived in South Africa and, we're very behind, like the technology and the infrastructure in South Africa. Although they do keep building new shopping malls and they build new stuff all the time, the infrastructure is kind of a hangover from the 50s and the 60s. So all this newer stuff we don't have.
Yeah.
Okay? If I were to see that and I'd never traveled, I'd be like, wow, China's so advanced. Look at all these things they keep making. I think that's what they're going for, is to try and impress the developing world.
Yeah, not the US.
So instead of saying like, look, we copied a US invention and implemented it, they say, look what we've invented, or, a European invention or whatever. And then people might get caught up in it. The people might look at this and say like, wow, China's very innovative. They can make a knife into a gun. Meanwhile, this has been done since the 1800s.
I'm going to go out there and say, and again, this is speculation.
Yeah.
But that is probably the most dangerous thing you could use handheld. I can't even imagine the failure rate of something like that.
Yeah, it's probably not very good.
No, it doesn't even have a barrel.
No.
It's going to shoot. Like, I just feel like that's not a good idea.
It's
from
not.
China.
It's a stupid idea. It's not very effective. It's not going to be accurate. And like you say, I mean, that could fail.
Yeah.
If you're using your knife to cut things up and you block the barrels.
What is the point of that?
I don't know. It's dumb.
It's like, I mean, the original one was dumb from the 1860s.
Yeah.
Like, if you read the Wikipedia, it's like it was bad, right?
Yeah, I mean, because like as a military personnel, you'll have a long gun, like you'll have your rifle, and then you'll have a service pistol.
Yeah.
And then you'll also have a knife.
Yeah.
So I think what they're trying to do here is get rid of a pistol. But I see on his
a pistol
right there on his webbing, he's got a pistol. So he's got a pistol and a gun knife.
Yeah, you're not going to get into a knife fight.
No.
In your average battle.
And you need your knife to be something solid and dependable, not a gimmicky thing that's got moving parts in it and stuff that if you probably try to use the knife as a knife to like chop a tree or something, it'll probably break.
Yeah, and shoot
something. Yeah, who knows?
Yeah.
Anyway, dumb invention, not an invention. Dumb implementation of an old invention.
Pretty dumb.
Yeah.
Anyways.